All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are the Renegades, and we are joined once again. I'm going to pretty much be doing this almost every video this week that you're going to be seeing. It's because it's been a long time.
And then it's only going to be for like a week's worth of videos. And then,
yeah, and then we won't be seeing them for a while. So soak it in while you can, all right?
I'm awful proud of you guys. You filmed, what,
3
in less than 30 minutes?
We've gotten better.
We have. We've gotten a lot better.
There was one night we did 12 to 14 in like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And now you all could barely get through 5 in 5 hours.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we do live stream a lot, so and those take up
Yeah.
like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, 6 hours
we'll
of
do
live
like
streaming.
6 hours at a run. It's bad.
I don't think I'm physically capable of that.
You'd be surprised.
You would be.
I can drive for about 3 hours before I get sick of driving. So.
And what about Skyrim? What if you're Skyrimming?
I mean, I have to take a lot of breaks though, like go make a cup of tea or.
Well,
like,
yeah, there's
that's
that.
fine.
Well, that's what a lot of the big streamers do. They like take a break, get some tea, get some coffee.
Have a nice evacuation of my cavernous bowels. You never know.
There you
go.
You know, have a moment of solitude, as we call it.
Yes. And
meanwhile, as I call it.
Meanwhile, Ben and I are still down here like chatting it up and everything, and then you come back and you're just like, all right, let's beat the hell of this dragon.
It's like, all right, I am now 12 pounds lighter. Let's do this.
As if
And
you
the
weren't
video
light enough.
Clearly not starting soon enough.
Okay.
Thanks,
so,
Caleb.
All right, so this
Bowel
is
evacuation.
okay. So Nostalgia Critic is
Cavernous
doing.
bowels.
So Nostalgia Critic is still doing Nostalgia Ween, and for that he is doing Dreamcatcher, the Stephen King authored book, which became a Thomas Jane starring film that, and Morgan Freeman as well, that became synonymous with bad in every regard.
It hurt Lawrence Kasdan's career.
Oh, very badly so.
The book was pretty cool and trippy, and terrifying.
I mean, it's Stephen King.
Yeah.
Well, when Stephen King gets it right, he gets it right. I mean,
Although he actually said that he didn't like the book.
I mean, I won't say that he got it right or wrong. I mean, but it was trippy, and I mean,
I think
I enjoyed
he
the book.
said,
The movie was just
I
went
think
way
he
off
said
the
he
tracks.
wrote it while he was on OxyContin.
He wrote a lot of books while he was on drugs.
Okay. Stephen King. I'll say this about Stephen King: he has written some of the best literary works, but for every one good one, there's like 4 stinkers. It's because he writes like 6 books a year. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Kind of like our reaction videos.
Almost. Oh, wow.
Why did we have you back? You jerk.
I warned you all.
The realist.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
You pointedly
The
didn't.
realist has
Why do
returned.
Why do you think he hasn't been here in so long?
Fair. All right.
Fair. Okay.
I'm management.
You're the
you don't know what
safeguard.
hell will rain down if I don't stop looking out for you, Michael.
The safe.
I'll take your glasses and get out of my helicopter.
I'll take my chances.
All
I missed
right.
that show so much.
All right. So here we go. This is Nostalgia Critic's Dreamcatcher review. Here we go.
Look, at least if you're going to be management, can you at least bring Eddie?
Or explain why you prevented this sniper assassination on the boat, or...
Yeah. I think. Dude.
Casper.
This is such a good recreation.
Actually, I saw them do a side by side of it, and it's almost.
It's pretty spot
It's
on.
almost spot on. Hey, there's just JonTron
Yeah, I
up
saw
there.
No, but JonTron's the bird.
Is that Owen Wilson up there?
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia
Maybe.
Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. Why, what is this?
Oh God.
I'm getting anti-religious commentary,
Just get right in
a
there.
hint of one-dimensional villains and/or rednecks,
Oh,
and a soupçon of something really stupid trying to come across as scary, but instead coming across as really stupid. It's Stephen King time!
Oh jeez.
that's terrifying.
That's actually terrifying.
Sometimes I feel bad picking on this guy's worst work, but his worst work is clearly having so much fun being his worst work that, in the end,
Like Lears.
everybody's having a good time. So
doesn't
let's
make
keep
the
the
movies.
Nostalgia
It's
Ween
true.
tradition going by looking at his 2003 film.
But it's the source
The story
material.
where
where-
aliens come out of people's butts. I mean Dreamcatcher. I mean the story where aliens come out of people's butts. Yep, this was the first book King wrote after his nearly fatal car accident in 1999. Does it show? Oh my
God!
With King, it's hard to tell. This is the film everyone remembers specifically for one reason. It has monsters that explode out of your ass. Because apparently there's nothing more terrifying than shit weasels. You may laugh at me calling them that, but that's the official term even the movie gives them.
What about
They're actually called Byrams.
King said in an
Just
interview
saying.
that he wanted to do for the toilet what Psycho did for the shower. But I don't think you can do that when shit weasel is the name that's being thrown around.
What about the shit weasels?
So let's take a look at what obviously came out of somebody's ass. Come on, King, that joke was gift wrapped by you. This is Dreamcatcher. We open with every early 2000s credit sequence with blurry close-ups of things. Yay, you're every kid who laid his head on the desk and held his eraser to his eye. As we see, the director is the writer of The Empire Strikes Back and The Force Awakens. And clearly, he's still getting his snow fetish on. Seriously, is this a thing? It starts with a
I'd say so.
psychiatrist named Henry who can read his patients' minds because he's a psychic. Wow, not even a minute in, and we have a trope that he uses all the time.
She called out to you from that big fancy oak bed.
How could you know what happened?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, look, King, I know everybody has a style, but there's only so many ways I can make jokes about you using the same cliches. The Stephen King drinking game, the Stephen King board game, the trope raiser, the dartboard, the Twilight Zone parody. I know you're very comfortable doing the same thing over and over and over, but I'm not.
Maybe he was writing all
most
those
part.
90s stuff.
You really have to find a new way to make fun of your fear of originality. Hey, where's this take place anyway? It belongs to you, Tamara. Which category would you like to choose?
Let's do unexplained psychics for 200.
You'll find children and or adults can do literally the unexplained with their minds here. Malcolm.
What is every Stephen King story ever written?
Correct.
Annoying long flashbacks for 400.
That is the Video Daily
man.
Double. Look, boys from the past being threatened by bullies has developed this wet cardboard. Tamara.
What is every Stephen King story ever written?
Correct.
Let's do for 600.
An alcoholic. Of course an alcoholic. Chester. What is the point of me being here? No, I'm so sorry. The correct answer was, what is every Stephen King story ever written? No, I'm seriously asking, what is the point of me being here? We needed a third space to be filled. Can I still get that sandwich you promised me? No. Join us next time on Stephen King Jeopardy,
That's
which will be
awful.
almost immediately.
Well, Chester A. Bum.
Yeah.
So Henry uses his psychic powers to help paranoid people think they're even more paranoid.
Barry, do you think this compulsive eating has something to do with thinking you killed your mother? That you're eating yourself to death?
You're looking in my head! Stop it!
Whoa.
Leave me alone!
Subtle use of your talent. What happens to this guy?
He ate himself to death.
Kill the world. We then cut to Jason Lee, where he usually is after shooting a Chipmunks movie, as he gives a call to his other psychic friend, Jonesy, played by Damian Lewis.
SSDD.
No, you're trying to get home to Carl and the kids.
Same shit, different day.
I'm waiting to be cast as Deadpool. That's Ryan Reynolds, or Jason Lee. God damn it.
Ah.
But Jonesy is suddenly inspired to do his best Stephen King impression. If he didn't want people to talk about, he wouldn't have written that in there. In fact, it's kind of amazing how much this scene doesn't fit. After being picked up by that year's winner of Worst Actress in an Ambulance.
I think it's no good. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I'd want to die after hearing that read too. He spontaneously comes back to life, and we cut to 6 months later where he seems perfectly fine.
Yeah, like-
What was the point of that? It's said
they not
later
get
through
a
some
better cut on
complicated
that
King
line?
writing that because he technically died and came back, this blocks off part of his mind from the alien.
He came back from dead and must have changed him somehow.
But why don't they just use the excuse that he's psychic as the reason why? It's a lot shorter and
I
keeps
don't
the
remember
story more
Jonesy
focused.
getting almost
this
killed
doesn't add anything to
in
anything,
Dreamcatcher by a
except
car.
an excuse
Or
for me to play funny sound
actually
effects
killed.
over it.
in the book.
Unless it somehow ties into that car being the love child of Christine and the Green Goblin truck from Maximum Overdrive. In which case, take all the time you need on that story. There are no wrong choices there. Our four psychic friends meet up yearly in their cabin in the woods to be in their cabin in the woods. I don't know. I don't get camping.
In the movies, when people wake up together in the morning, they immediately start kissing, nuzzling, and going at it. But what they never do is get up first, take a leak, and brush their goddamn teeth.
Okay, you do not get to make fun of other movie cliches. One of them was
No,
like,
you really
hey,
don't.
Should we
No,
talk
you
about
don't.
Stephen King cliches? There'll be
Wow.
4 skeletons never heard from again.
Smash cut to bleached white skeleton.
There you go.
Yep, I'm wearing that shirt.
The memory warehouse.
Speaking of libraries of cliches, they established that everybody's mind has a memory warehouse. Honestly, not a bad idea, especially for a story about mind control. It even has a spot for recycled sepia tone memories.
Some kid's shirt.
So?
It's new. Scooby-Doo.
That was important to know.
Scooby-Doo.
Season 4, Casey Kasem was still Shaggy, before the dark times of the scrappy years.
They see a mentally disabled boy named Douglas, or as he says, Duddits, being beaten up by bullies.
You better watch it.
Why is that?
I know who you are.
I'm trembling with fear.
So what do you think people will say when we tell them what we caught you doing?
Call me crazy, I just don't like seeing scenes of kids named Douglas getting beaten up.
Give the word, Henry.
It's Pete Moore. No one can catch him. And he's going straight to his house to tell his mother you did.
Why are you asking for trouble? He likes this. He's getting attention.
How do you know what he likes?
Okay, this isn't a debate over a new bill. It's bullies being bullies. Why is this taking so long?
You want to fight us?
Yes!
Why? You'll lose. Why?
And I want to tell the world.
You want us to leave, is that it?
Will the senator yield? So they save Toby Neil Patrick McGuire and sing to him?
I feel so bad, I've got a worried mind.
Okay.
Since I left my baby behind.
What happened to his pants?
This gets my magic potty baby to piss up a storm. They come across a hunter in the woods.
I'm hunting wabbits.
Who seems to be ill, so they take him inside.
Hi. Joe Clarendon. Call me Beaver.
Intentionally? But our hunter seems to be having terrible gas, coming out both ends.
Oh dear.
Again, that doesn't seem particularly scary.
Critic, we've peed our pants.
Well,
That's not scary.
this is just dumb.
If being your pants is cool,
Isn't that
I'm
mostly
Miles
terrifying
Davis.
and kind of humorous?
No,
That's the sickest thing I've ever heard, lady.
It's complex.
It's stupid.
Stupidly complex.
Complexly stupid.
He just doesn't see how this can possibly be an alien invasion.
God help you if our snot gets infected too.
I'd like to see you try to find the humor in that.
You know, sometimes I feel bad writing you two so dumb.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Can't we ever be smart?
Well, you could just be a series of catchphrases like Jason Lee. For some reason, they try to give him one-liners that clearly wouldn't catch on, but they try to hammer in anyway. It's kind of embarrassing.
Fuck me, Freddy. Bitch in a buzzsaw. Fuck me, Freddy. Prime and Netley.
Those were hilarious in the book.
Fuckery is turned into fuckaroos. Kiss my fender! Double fuckaro. Real Javanaba.
Wubba lubba dub dub! Ricky ticky taffy, bitch!
Huh? That's strange. I don't remember those.
Well, I remember it, so you don't have to shit!
Alright, here's done.
Meanwhile, the other
Brilliant.
two nearly crash into a lady just sitting in the middle of the road.
Ah.
I broke my leg.
You two fuckers.
I guess it is funny.
Hello?
Hey.
Hello, I'll be your jump scare for the evening.
There it is.
Oh, sorry, I have shotgun arm syndrome. Can't help it. While the animals reenact Alaskan Lion King, a helicopter is seen flying overhead.
This area is under temporary quarantine. You must stay where you are. What do you mean quarantine? We got a sick guy down here.
Yeah, we can totally hear you.
There you go.
You are smart. But it looks like their hunter pal is sicker than they realized.
Go away.
Open the door, we have to break it down.
Can a man have some privacy? Let's do it.
I'm not all that absolutely positive I want to go in there.
What if he's dying? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, we got some work to do now.
Well, now you said that, I know you're serious. I mean, you'd have a stronger argument if you pointed out Flintstones were a modern Stone Age family, but nevertheless, strong words.
Wow.
Whoa! Meet George Jetson, Thunder, Thunder, Thundercats, DuckTales, woohoo!
All right, that's enough, fellas. Snap out of it. Oh my God!
Oh, Tiny Toon Adventures! So there seems to be an awful monster they can't flush down. Oh, and an alien creature. That Lee sits on to stop from getting out.
That's a terrible idea.
I'd get out and lock the door.
I've never seen Jason Lee so terrified. What could be under there to scare him so much? Oh, of course! Future Squeakquels.
Come on, Dave. Think of all the genres we could do with pun titles. A rap musical called Chip Hop. A religious film called Holy Chip. And, of course, the Halloween special Scared Chipless. We're coming for you, Dave. The chip must blow. The chip must blow!
No!
Chip Weasel seems under control. He, no joke, lets them out because he wanted his toothpick. Are you freaking kidding me?
That's really dumb.
That is dumb.
Alright, I get that they're trying to hint at some sort of compulsion with him, but even an OCD person wouldn't be like, oh my god, if I let go of this trigger, a bomb will explode! You know, this could be a little bit more symmetrical. But it gets even sillier. Now that the monster's out, it leads to some pretty goofy stuff. Like fighting him off with a toilet brush, cutting his hand off and looking only slightly annoyed by it, and even a 90s crotch shot. I feel like Daniel Stern should do his girly cry from Home Alone. The creature ends up killing him as we're shown Stephen King let down alien number, 5, who takes control of his body. Meanwhile, we're introduced to 2 albino caterpillars with Morgan Freeman's face attached, who points out that these alien creatures who infect the human body and have their young burst out in bloody ways sounds a bit familiar.
The men call the red stuff Ripley, after the broad in the Alien movies.
See what I did there? That immediately doesn't make it a ripoff. I learned my craft from the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Shut up! This is totally different!
Yeah, Freeman plays a guy who really knows his shit, like making his soldiers give scouts honor, only to shoot their fingers off. That was nice. And talks about tons of needless military information that honestly plays little to no part in anything.
I never picked terrain like this before. Do you know the Blue Unit Catechism? I handpicked every man in Blue Boy group. Under what rules does Blue Unit operate? They never visited the world they wouldn't rather own. Tell me how we do it.
Going fast and hard.
When a soldier disobeys a superior's orders.
God, you know what this all leads to? At one point, Freeman tries to shoot our hero, and he fails. That's it. So why are we listening to all this?
There's a difference of opinion about the Ripley.
Who has an opinion?
3-star. General Matheson.
When did you see him?
He called me in yesterday.
And what is the vaunted opinion?
It's like dedicating a half hour of Snow White to talk about the Queen's foreign policies and social affairs. Nobody gives a shit. You fall off a cliff. Why are we stuck with this dueling pair of Dr. Wiley mustaches?
Oh, wow, yeah, it's bad.
Oh, yeah, because he says that. That kind of makes it worth it.
Shit weasels.
But the lady from before also has an alien shit out her ass. I'm sorry, King. It'll always be funny. As Peter tries to calm down by showing how well he can imitate Bill Paxton.
So goddamn good. I can't believe he's a human. I knew you would.
Ow. The shit weasel wants revenge for attacking his head, so he attacks his head in return.
Oh my god, why do these things always go for the twins? I'll never sing baritone again. I'll show you. I'll give you deep fried pubic hair.
No. No man stands up immediately after that.
No.
The correct response
No.
is to zip your fly and crawl around in the snow like a dog who has worms. So is the possessed body of Jonesy is about to meet up with him. How do we know he's possessed? Well, his head chuns whenever he turns.
Oh, good.
Stop it, Doug. You're
Which
scaring
goes really
me.
great with his hood sound effect. Yeah, even his hood has a sound effect. I swear to God, I'm not adding this. What are these aliens trying to be? Diabolical Mike Winslow's? And for no explained reason whatsoever, he suddenly has an English accent.
What was that, Mr. Jones? What did we just pass on the road there?
Oh my God, I can tell just from that couple of seconds, you have already earned your spot in the Hall of Fame of over-the-top Stephen King villains. Welcome to the lineup. I don't need you to give me any more, but I'd be so blessed if you do.
Are you speaking to me?
Yes, I am, Mr. Jones. Or is it Jonesy? That's what your friends call you, isn't it? Let's be friends.
I guess having an alien take over your mind turns you into a drunk Simon Pegg?
I'm borrowing you. We're going to take a little journey. Fuck you. I know what that expression means.
It makes no sense, but it's amazing.
Wow.
Pete, I need you to get onto the snowmobile right now.
You sound like one of those James Bonds.
Even in the memory warehouse, Jonesy has partially blocked off. That doesn't stop evil Eric Idle from knocking on his echoey door.
That's what I was going to go with. You sound more like Eric Idle than
That's
Simon
pretty good.
Pegg.
Your mind. It'll just take me a while to find them. Think about letting me in. It's the polite thing to do.
Man, Alien's got some good backup accompaniment. You know this guy
Yeah.
Shaft is a mean mother. Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about Shaft. We can dig it.
That's
These
amazing.
extraterrestrials have an interesting way of doing things, don't they, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm? Tamara? Is it me or do you guys seem a bit more British than usual?
I don't know what you mean. We're just our normal American
Wait.
selves.
You really?
Sure you haven't been taken over by aliens? Because that would just make too much sense.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, go back to doing whatever
Wow.
non-alien things you were doing.
Okay.
I
Wow.
wonder why I crave mushy peas all of a sudden.
Oh my god. Wow.
The book was way better than the video. Say.
The project.
I mean, yeah.
He's
It's not difficult.
I forget the guy.
Hey guys, quick announcement. I am going to be at Rhode Island Comic-Con this year, November 11th to the 13th. Now, this is kind of a big deal because if you look at the guest list, they have big names like Stan Lee, Gal Gadot, Kate Beckinsale, Alice Cooper, a lot of huge names, but not that many internet people. I'm one of the few ones there. So it's really important that you come and say hi and stuff like that. Of course, the other guests, but definitely say hi to me because that will encourage them to see and get more internet people, because there's not that many there. If there are more, because they haven't released the whole guest list yet, if there are more, go see them too, because we definitely want to encourage them to bring out more internet celebrities. And I hear this is a phenomenal con, so definitely come, say hi, would love to see you guys, and hopefully I'll see you there. Take care.
All right, Doug.
Well, we're going to Rhode Island.
Yep.
I'll get the car.
We're going to Rhode Island to see the NC.
Meanwhile, Freeman takes the two moths taped to his eyebrows to the alien ship and tries to destroy it.
Owen, get him out of there. It's gonna blow. Blue boy group, cease firing and back off. We can get these last brothers. Self-destructing, back off. We're right on top.
Don't you love it in movies when the military never do as they're told? Because when in their history is it ever hammered in they should follow orders? Disrespectful piece of shit. Get this. While the alien part of Jonesy's mind is distracted, Jonesy sneaks out and tries to pull all the information on Duddits into the locked room with him. Okay, I'm open to a visual representation of the mind and how it's being altered, but, mental Jonesy has a limp? And what takes the mental alien so long to get to him? He took over his mind pretty fast before. Why does the alien recognize where mental Jonesy is sometimes, but not other times? How are memories heavy? Or heavy enough to earn a grunt noise? I mean, does it make any sense to you guys?
No. Come on, Malcolm. Let me see inside your mind. We can do cool whispering together. Damn! Damn!
Why is it that whenever we see you, you're trying to scare us through a door?
I've soaked up all your memories of the Critic's Purge review, and I know that you're deathly afraid of British people, based on all those American movies where they play bad guys.
They play bad guys in British movies too.
Everything from the movies you like. I'm a literal film brain. And I'll get you and your little Tamra
Film Brain, that's his
too.
name. I couldn't remember his name. Film Brain.
Time's a ticking, Tamra. Tick-tock.
You don't fool me, you alien crumpet. I'm gonna find a way to Brexit
Alien
out of
crumpet.
It's futile. I've mastered the ability to control your mind, and there is absolutely no escape. Excuse me. Stay scared. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hey Malcolm, you in there?
Yeah. Boy, this advanced alien race sure is easy to do.
Yeah, you wanna grab a bite at Portillo's?
Sounds good.
What?
Where are they? Where are they? Come out, wherever you are. My little micro machines. I need to fix you in the Lego set in my brain.
What?
That's so Malcolm and Tamra.
What?
Another strange thing this film suddenly implements are wipes. Now, not that there's anything wrong with using them in a film, but they literally come in an hour and a half into the movie. There hasn't been one before, and then suddenly they're all over the place. Maybe he knew the movie was going south, so he wanted to remind people they worked on Star Wars. I keep expecting one of those wipes to reveal R2-D2.
There we go. All right.
So Henry gets caught in quarantine, but he convinces Freeman's second-in-command that Freeman is nuts and going to kill everybody in the area. The soldier agrees with him, so he decides to break Henry out.
You almost ran me down. Figure you'd read my mind and get out of the way.
A perfectly valid point.
Yes.
Actually, yeah.
But Jonesy
That's Caleb in this movie.
calls Henry through a phone in his mind, and Henry answers his gun to talk.
Hello? Jonesy!
Oh my
God! Where's he taking you? Massachusetts. He is. Duddits. Okay.
This is still a scary film, right? Was it ever meant to be scary? Because it's starting to look like a mix of Russian roulette, and whose line is it anyway?
Hang in there, Jonesy.
Yeah.
Jonesy!
Jonesy! Jonesy, I can't hear you! Hello, operator! Operator! Oh, that's a loud beep.
Bob.
And you know this dude's just
Bob.
thinking, oh my god, I've killed us all. I'm gonna be court-martial for this loon, and I doomed the human race.
He hung up.
Oh, Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. know where Duddits is, who's now played by Donnie Wahlberg, looking how half the new kids on the block look right now. And he tells his mom he needs to go stop an alien invasion. She, of course, has no problem with this.
Goodbye, Daddy. Be a good boy. Now go save the world.
Okay.
And go score a touchdown. But it turns out the gun has a tracking device, because of course it does. So Freeman chases after them, and they pray that they can outrun him before their Tim Blake Nelson melts.
He does kind of look like Tim Blake
why
Nelson.
I used a helicopter. My eyebrows could have flown me here fast enough.
What the crap is this movie?
Again, they're both trying to stop the alien, so this all seems pretty pointless. But let's wait and see. Yeah, what? It was entirely pointless. Alien Jonesy shows his true form and wants to contaminate the drinking water supply with alien sperm. But thankfully, Duddits comes in to save the day.
What will be doing? We have some work to do now.
Weirdest cartoon tie-in ever.
That's
weird. He goes to fight the Men in Black bug, and it's revealed why Duddits was the way he was.
Hey.
Of course! He was an alien all along. Do you think his mother knew that? Was she impregnated? Was he taken over by the alien? Did he show up in a basket like a 1920s cartoon? Well, we'll never know, because the alien is defeated, the last bug is squashed, and that's it. Yeah, they decided against an ending because I guess they figured we suffered enough. Thanks? This movie is all sorts of silly, trying to somehow be taken seriously. Maybe King's writing could have made some of these ideas work better in the book, but as a film, it's hilariously ridiculous. The only real downside is how slow it is. There's a lot of pointless talking, slow-moving scenes, and long periods of black nothingness that offer nothing visually or comedically entertaining. But it does still have evil British aliens, crazy Morgan Freemans, and of course, shit weasels. If that sounds insane enough to tickle your funny bone, then this is definitely one to check out.
Weasels. I can't.
And speaking of weird, what's been up with you guys recently? You look like a Canadian rap group.
It's time to begin our hostile takeover.
Hold on, Mr. McCritic!
It's time for Animaniacs.
What?
Oh, bugger! Another British stereotypes!
Chester?
Brit?
Okay.
So Chester's gone now?
Chester was an alien all along. That's why he acted so strange. That's why he was different from everyone else.
Wait.
No, that was just an alien disguised as me. I'm still really here.
Oh.
Hey.
You really think all of my mental problems is because I was an alien, huh? It's not like that. No, I get it. It can't be because of how I was born or my environment. Clearly being an alien explains it just as well.
No.
It's like if an Asian person walks by and I'm like, ooh, maybe he looks that way because he's an alien. It's a perfectly legit reason. I hope I will be seen as more than just an excuse for your stereotypes, sir. Now, if you excuse me, I have serious work to do. Change! You got change! Oh, come on! I'm the nostalgia critic,
Wow.
and happy flushing.
So, I guess we're not going to wrap
Coming
up
next
the thing
week, it's
with...
the top 11 Gravity Falls episode.
Oh.
You demanded it, we're giving it to you. But you can see it now under Vessel's ad-free early
Okay,
access.
so are we not
Just
gonna wrap up
$3
the
a
thing
month to
with
see
Cameron
tons of
Malcolm?
people's videos early,
I
as
know.
well as a bunch of other extra features.
Well, from
Check
what
it
I've
out,
learned
get
about
the
some of
early
these
scoop.
over like monthly spans, like we did Schwarzenegger month. Huh?
Yeah.
Like
Alright.
like when we did Schwarzenegger month, there was Matthew Buck, the projector, the
yeah.
film brain.
Film brain.
Now,
Okay.
is there anything in the end? Because
Oh.
people always call us out for it. And they get super mad if we don't.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Hey, Doug Walker here doing the charity shout-out. This
Okay,
Okay.
so another charity shout out. Okay, but
You still didn't check the end.
Oh,
He makes a decent point.
Okay,
that's
we
it.
Did
Okay.
it. We did our due diligence.
There
Yep.
you are.
They get upset.
We doed it.
We did.
We doed it.
All right, so
I remember seeing the ending of this, and I was like, I just saw the last little bit, and I was like, wow, that was terrible. I'm not watching the entirety of the movie because obviously they
Butchered it?
Duddits was never an alien in the book. Spoilers, he was a psychic, just like the rest of them.
Okay.
And on the spectrum, as far as like normal function of a human being, it's like he seemed like he was mentally handicapped, but he had the most amazing psychic ability out of all of them. So they were like, so they kind of played with this idea of like, he was actually like brilliant, but he was a psychic, and they were basically mentally handicapped psychics. And so that's kind of one of the things they explore in the book, is that the normal guys were actually the mentally deficient ones, and he was more in tune with all these other things.
Okay.
So the book was actually pretty interesting, some of the things they played around with. Beaver, why he went for the toothpick is he had a smoking compulsion. He was trying to quit, and that was the only way. So that physically would calm him down.
Okay.
Is like if he had a toothpick in his mouth, and he always had to have one.
But still, while he's holding the shit weasel, yes, I am going to be using that to
Well,
describe those
to be
things.
fair,
So
when
they-
would you ever need to be more calm than
They-
when you are trying to restrain a shit weasel in a toilet?
They do explain that a little better in the book because it's more developed, and you're inside his head while that's going on. I knew that wouldn't translate well in the movie.
So he dies in the book as well.
I believe that one does kill him, yeah, in the bathroom, but he's the one that passes it. In the book, it's not as violent when they pass the weasels. So he is the one
when they pass the weasels.
So he produces it, and then is like, holy crap, and then
Literally, holy crap.
Unholy crap.
This deuce is going to kill me.
This deuce has got to move.
And the interaction with the alien is called Mr. Gray. The interaction with Jonesy and Mr. Gray is actually pretty fascinating in his own head in the book.
Okay, well, if it were handled differently, maybe this film could have been good.
Yeah, the book or the movie looks nothing like
I
the
don't
book.
see why they're blaming Stephen King for all this.
Yeah, because he didn't have anything to do with that.
I mean, from what you've said, the book is...
The book is a completely different. It's a completely different story.
And you're right. And you see that's right in some cases, because honestly, Stephen King has had creative control when it comes to making the films. Like when he did Maximum Overdrive, he directed that. That was a bad movie.
Seems like a weird choice to let a guy who's never directed a movie direct them.
I mean,
it's because it was his work.
Well, yeah, but I mean, executive producer on set.
He's made of money though. As many bestsellers as he's had.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay, and also the remake of The Shining, that had Rebecca De Mornay, and it was a mini series. The problem with that was what Stephen King found. Whenever something's in a book, your mind does the work for you.
Yeah.
Whenever it is a film, visual aid is required in some cases. You see, there's some films that can get away with it, like Seven. Seven, they show you the tools that were in it, and they show you a bit of the outcome,
and then your brain pieces together the most horrifying scenario you can come up with.
Exactly.
It's tailored for you.
Exactly. That's beautiful whenever films pull that off.
Yeah.
But The Shining, how it was done, with Jack Nicholson, an axe versus a mallet. You see, that was Stephen King's biggest problem, is that, there weren't enough details about the hotel, and that instead of using a mallet, he used an axe. I mean, because to him, an axe was too cliche. And a croquet mallet is a more horrifying thing because it's something meant for leisure.
No, I've always looked at croquet mallets and been like, that's a hammer somebody could just bash my head in right now. I have always looked at croquet mallets.
I super hated.
Never stopped me from playing croquet.
I super hated croquet mallets ever since Dawn of the Dead, where the dude sets down the crowbar to pick up a croquet mallet.
Yes,
and then
that was
subsequently
stupid.
snaps it in half on a zombie, and it does nothing.
Yeah, and then he pushes it up underneath and stabs the guy in the head, which he could have done that with the crowbar.
Yeah,
and the crowbar wouldn't have broken.
Or the zombie would have went down when he hit the crowbar the first time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, and for me,
I mean, look, if video games have taught me anything, crowbar super effective against zombies.
There you go. I mean, honestly,
Smashing
that's
head crabs.
Well,
There you go.
that's true in Half-Life. That's true in a lot of games. All right.
Video games are not a substitute for actual training for the zombie apocalypse.
No,
this has been a Renegade PSA.
Da-da-da-da. Oh man,
I've been preparing for this for years. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Fingers
So
crossed.
So
what? That I'm gonna go down first?
No, the zombie apocalypse is going to happen at least by November 8th.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I'd welcome it. I'd welcome it. I think it could hold up in here pretty good.
No.
I don't care. I'll wade right out there in the middle of them. I ain't scared.
It's true.
I can see it now.
Mike will fight
Bite
me!
me!
Mike is just like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, Michael, what the hell?
Micah goes out there with his katana.
Or, I mean, really any time after November 8th as well is fine.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Anyway.
All right. So, Caleb, amongst all the things that were present in this movie, you saw the movie?
Yes. Unfortunately, I remember. You all were talking about the one with Thomas Jane in it. I'm like, wait a second.
Oh, no.
There's no fog in this one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait, this isn't The Mist. I remember now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it... Oh,
the Mist
man.
was also not great.
Well, The Mist was a lot better.
It's fantastic compared to this.
See, here's the thing,
I'll give you that
yes.
one. I'll give you that one.
The Mist is the movie that out Stephen King.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I should have done that ending.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see, that's what Darabont wanted. Darabont, when he was making that film, he was just like, how can I trick Stephen King in a good way?
Yep.
That would make him question, damn, I should have thought of that.
I thought that ending was crap, honestly.
Well, honestly...
It was a horrifying ending that left you just feeling completely hollowed out.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what Stephen King was going for when he did it, but like in the The Mist that he wrote, they just kind of like they just have like the note they left behind. You don't know really what happened to him.
Yeah, it's left ambiguous. There's no ambiguity with the friggin' movie.
Oh, no.
No. There's freaking... It is finite what the hell happened.
Yep. You don't really see it coming.
Nope.
No, you don't.
Couldn't have called that.
No. Oh,
yeah, see,
man.
It felt really out of nowhere, which is part of why I didn't...
Well...
Here, we're doing it again. We're doing it again.
Okay.
Here we
All
are.
right. So, anyway...
We're still talking about Stephen King, though.
Yeah.
And
We're not off
movies.
topic.
Usual.
We're not anywhere near off topic as we usually get. I mean, it's not like we're talking about, the theories of relativity and all that.
So how about that local sports ball team?
Oh, God. On that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you very much for
#1
tuning
in points.
Good night.